Hui Mauliola proudly presents Leo Kupa, a Ho'olono Mai, the thought-provoking podcast on perpetuating Hawaiian healing and wellness. Brought to you this month by Noho Designs, Hawaiian vintage chic home decor, the Indigenous Soap Company. Created on the island of Oahu, the indigenous comes from our passion in using native medicinal herbs and oils from all over the world. Alana Natural Therapy in town, and Pico Akea Therapeutic Lomi and Rehabilitation Massage in Kailua. Mamalani, all natural deodorants, body powders, and body products. Aloha Aina packaging, handmade by Hawaiians. The Hawaiian Kava Center, LLC, growers, purveyors, and supporters of kava from Hawaii. Lotus Blossom in You, Lomi Lomi, Ho'oponopono, Farm La'au Lapa'au, Dula, Palaiwahine Birth Support Services. Ho'oulu Aina, a welcoming place of refuge where people of all cultures sustain and propagate the connections between health of the land and health of the people. As always, Mauliola Wednesdays is hosted by Kamakanui a Ha'ilono Jingao.
E ke a kua mauna lua la ila lo he hai na uma kua ya na kua ya na alo I ka hikina I ko moha na kupu na mahalo piha e o mai kai ka mana Keola Mnea oko Mnea mako Mnea kako a mama ua e ho o mana hey Aloha mai kako
Aloha.
Aloha. Welcome to Leo Kupa from us at Hui Mauliola. The mission of Hui Mauliola is to perpetuate Hawaiian healing and wellness and empowering our people through healing. Once a month, we host Mauliola Wednesdays, where we bring in past guests, where we bring in guest speakers and renowned practitioners to share their manao and ike kupuna about our traditional Hawaiian healing and wellness practices. Mauliola Wednesdays are free to the public and held every fourth Wednesdays at Papahana Kuaola, located on Oahu in the Ahupua'a of Heia in the Ili of Waipau. Papahana Kuaola is a Malama Aina-based learning organization that is connecting the area's past with a sustainable future. Follow them at papahanakuaola.com. For more information about Mauliola Wednesdays, go to our website at huimauliola.org. This year's Mauliola Wednesday series is centered around the restoration of mana and maintaining pono. Our past two presenters were Love Chance and Matt Kier, and their conversation on La'au Lapa'au, and Puni Jackson and the importance of Aina. This month, on Wednesday, August 24th, we'll welcome Keola Silva to talk about Mākau Kino, returning to kanaka ʻōiwi ways of learning. Keola Silva was born and raised in Wailua on the island of Oahu. His passion for health and wellness, started at a young age, has led him to attain his bachelor's and master's degree in kinesiology and recreational science at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Currently a health and physical education teacher at Kamehameha's elementary school, Keola inspires young kanaka ʻōiwi children to be healthy by integrating traditional concepts and values into his health and physical education curriculum. As a firm believer in professional development, Keola received his national board certification in 2013 and is currently in the process of attaining his PhD in educational foundations at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. His research and studies are focused on using kanaka ʻōiwi concepts and values to enhance the overall health outcomes of the kanaka ʻōiwi people. Aside from teaching and learning, Keola coaches wrestling at Kamehameha and enjoys fishing and lawai'a action. Welcome, Keola. What's up, brother? Ola, how you doing, my man?
Aloha mai kako, kamaka, and kavika. Just mahalo for having me. By no means at all do I feel that I'm an expert in anything, but I mahalo you guys for the opportunity to share, my mana'o and about my passions and things that I really enjoy in my life. Yeah, so mahalo for having me. I guess just to start off a little bit about myself, to introduce myself. I'm I kind of make it like a movie where, you know, you start with the current scene and then we'll just backtrack it from there or lead up to that. So right now, as Kamaka said, I'm a physical education and health teacher at Kamehameha Elementary School. And I've been that for 10 years, you know, at various schools, but now I've been at Kamehameha for the past 2 years and I love my job. I love working with the youth. Also, I'm currently enrolled in the Educational Foundation's doctorate degree, PhD degree, and you know, in hopes of attaining that PhD. So that's where I'm at now. But growing up, I'm from Waialua, Oahu on the North Shore. Health and wellness was instilled in me at a very young age through various situations that I've been in, various mentors that I had, and teachers, you know. So health and wellness was always with me from a very young age. 7th grade, Waialua High School and Waialua High and Intermediate School is when I knew I wanted to be a PE teacher. You know, at the time, it's kind of like, I want to be a PE teacher because, wow, these guys get paid for teach kids how to play and watch them play. You know what I mean? But going through my degree, I found out that, you know, phys ed is more than that. You know, it's also a vehicle where you can connect with kids at a different level, as well as teaching them health and wellness. Yeah, so 7th grade is when I knew I wanted to be a phys ed teacher. 10th grade, I got into Kamehameha High School. And then Kamehameha did a few things for me. Number one, it solidified me in my career choice of being a phys ed health teacher. Two, it made me realize that if I want to be a physical ed and health teacher, I want to be at Kamehameha School, you know, for many reasons, but the main reason was because Kamehameha gave me a lot, and it would be good to give back to that school and, you know, just the kanaka ʻōiwi children that come through that school, yeah. And then third, Kamehameha is what I guess you could say sparked an interest in me to learn more about my culture and my heritage. Growing up, I always, like, from Waialua, we always lived in a very Hawaiian way. The way we, you know, we hunted, we fished, we gathered, the way we prepared food, the way we preserved things, you know, a very Hawaiian way. But it was never a thing that like, it was, you know, it's just something that we did, bro. You know what I mean? So that was the way I grew up. But then when I went to Kamehameha, it gave you that sense of pride of being Hawaiian, you know. And although it was surface level learning, it sparked my interest, yeah. So I graduated from Kamehameha, and then to pursue being a physical ed and health teacher, I enrolled myself at UH Manoa, and I took up kinesiology and recreation science, and I obtained my bachelor's and master's in that. But along with that, I also took Hawaiian study classes and Olelo Hawaii classes just to satisfy that honor I had for my Hawaiian culture now, you know. So that kind of led me to where I'm at today, and now I got the job at Kamehameha. I've been teaching there for the past 2 years, and this is going to be my 3rd year teaching, and it's awesome to be, you know, within that. It's awesome to see it come full circle, you know, from going through it, loving it, wanting to be it at this school, and now being it at this school. I love that my journey has taken me full circle, and I'm excited to see where it goes from there. So as far as my doctorate degree, I guess, pursuing a doctorate degree, a PhD degree, you know, that's kind of like, if you was to ask me that 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would say no way. You know what I mean? And it's just the situations in life kind of carries you to a point where it's like, wow, I'm so stoked that I went through some hard times. I'm so stoked. And we can go into more detail about that. But the reason why, one of the main reasons why I'm going for my doctorate degree right now in educational foundations is because, one, I'm a firm believer in professional development, and not to say that this is the only way you can get professional development, but this is an opportunity for professional development. So, and two was because I'm so passionate about health, and I'm so passionate about health for the kanaka ʻōiwi people, that I feel that this degree can kind of help me, I guess, make changes in that realm to help the kanaka ʻōiwi health outcomes. You know what I mean? So that's the main reason why I'm in it. And you know, to be honest, I'm nervous. I'm scared. You know, I go to class all the time thinking, and I tell myself, you know, do I belong here? But you know, through my research and through what I'm finding out of how great our people was and still is, you know, it reassures me that, yeah, anybody is okay to be here, and they belong here. Yeah. So, I don't know. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, you're in the right place at the right time, Ola. You know what I mean? And,
yeah.
Working with the keiki, you know, being that, you know, you're helping out the OPO, and that opportunity to further educate yourself, you know.
Yeah.
And that term, Mākau Kino.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you share with us more about?
Yeah. So Mākau Kino. It's funny because we're trying to name the buildings at Kamehameha, and then one of my good friends, Poki'i Sito, Olelo Hawaii major, you know, he said instead of Ho'oikaika Kino, Mākau Kino is the more appropriate word for phys ed or health, yeah, because Mākau, you know, kind of like Mākau Kau, ready, or Ho'omākau Kau, to get ready. Mākau Kino just means, you know, readying the body, and not necessarily meaning physically, you know, it can mean physically, or it can be a combination of physically, spiritually, emotionally, like readying your body for whatever it may be, whatever situations you're looking for, yeah. So that's how we got, you know, I worked with you getting that name Mākau Kino. I think it's very fitting, and in the sense of readying your body, it's the way in which you ready your body, yeah. Which I can talk about a little bit of right now. So my current research right now takes me to obviously health and the kanaka ʻōiwi people, yeah. So right now, according to like the latest studies, the kanaka ʻōiwi people have the highest mortality and morbidity rates in Hawaii, you know, and one of the highest mortality and morbidity rates in the continental U.S. So you know, and I ask myself, you know, and I look at things like Captain James Cook, his journal from 1778, where he describes our population as a thriving, healthy, and not healthy just fit, physically fit, but healthy emotionally, spiritually, socially. And he describes them in his journal of this thriving population, healthy population. So, you know, a question I always ask myself is why, how does a thriving population like that become the unhealthiest in Hawaii and one of the unhealthiest in the continental U.S.? Yeah, so much of my research revolves around those questions, those two questions, yeah. And what I've found just through reading mo'olelo, journals, books and whatnot is one or a few common things that I've seen is the way in which or the reason why we do certain things, yeah. So I'll break it down a little bit, I guess.
Break it down.
Back then, the why was different than today, the why. I'll give you an example. In health and wellness, yeah, and I'm just talking from a physical education point of view or just a health and wellness point of view. The main reason why most people work out or get healthy or make healthy choices is very individualistic for themselves. To lose weight, to look better, to run a faster marathon, or whatever it may be, it's for yourself, yeah? That's mainly the why. And is that a bad thing? No, not necessarily. You know, that's just the common thing, yeah? But back then, prior to contact, the kanaka ʻōiwi people, you know, they lived in a set of values, a system, a philosophy, you could say, that their why was for other people. Like, not necessarily working out. It could be like, I do this, I prepare this for the betterment of our community, our society. I'm gonna grow this koa tree, tie knots in them, so that later on my mo'opuna can make fish hooks out of them. You know, their reason why was not for themselves, I posit, you know, I hypothesize, and it was mainly for other people, you know, so that's the difference I see. So bringing it back to nowadays, yeah, the reason why people, I think, get off of their New Year's resolutions and stuff like that, or as far as being healthy, right, is because it's okay to give up on yourself. You know, like, oh, I'm going to be this much weight, or I'm going to look like this by a certain time, then it doesn't go your way, but that's okay. I'm only disappointing myself. I'm not disappointing anybody else. You know what I mean? So the accountability falls on yourself, but at the same time, it's okay to let go of yourself because you're not going to be a critic to yourself, right? Back then, if you didn't perform your kuleana in whatever kulana or rank or position you had, that could be a detriment to your whole surviving community. You know what I mean? So the why was a lot different. The why, and you know, in that sense, people value you, but at the same time, they depend on you. Yeah. So if that dependency is on you, then all of a sudden it makes it more hard to give up, right? And I don't think people like to go through that feeling of like that responsibility and whatnot. Yeah, but you know, kuleana was also meant privilege. Yeah, responsibility is privilege, and with every privilege and responsibility that you gain, you are honoring that system. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. So just looking at the different motivations, and seeing how we can return to that. Yeah, to motivate kids to perform. Yeah,
that's exciting, man. That's
yeah,
exciting,
thank you.
Man. You know, having that, like you said, establishing that why on that greater scale.
Right.
So we're looking more after the kako aspect.
Yes, exactly.
Instead
Exactly.
of that individualist aspect of I want to be stronger. I want to be more fit.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So have you been implementing that? So
I mean, like anything, right? You got to test it out, right? It's good to have theories. It's good to have philosophies and whatnot, but you test it out and you see what you can apply and what you got to change up. So I actually did. I ran a test with my third graders. So I teach K to 3, and then third grade would be the oldest of my group. So I decided to choose them. And at Kamehameha we have 4 third grade classes, yeah. And I decided to make 2 of the classes just, I call them the control group, right? They're just like your regular Western pedagogy we go through. Perform this for yourself. Let me see how good you can do. Let me see how you compare to other people. That's what they went through, okay, for 4 weeks. And then we did the test. 4 weeks prior to that, just 4 weeks prior to the test, I took 2 of the other classes, and that was my test group. So with these 2 classes, what I did was I incorporated what I called kako lessons. So once a week, they would have a lesson that would teach them about being others-minded, to not think about themselves, but to perform for the sake of others. And when that happens, you create this environment which is very healthy and very, very. The feeling of that environment is super Mākau, because you have everybody working for one another, and you know that this person is working for me, so I gotta work hard for this person. Yeah. So we do lessons like that, and I can go into more details about the lessons, but once a week they had a lesson, a kako lesson. At the end of the 4 weeks, both classes got tested. Each class got tested during their PE time. So the control group, this is what I told them. I said, okay, you guys are gonna do a 15-minute lap run test. So run as many laps as you can. Every time you run a lap, you score a point for yourself, and I would tally it. So that's the mentality they had. Okay, so I gotta run it. So that's very Western way. How do you compare? There's a standard. There's a benchmark they gotta try to hit within themselves or whatever. Yeah. The other 2 classes, the only instruction I gave them that day was, okay, we're gonna do a team run, a 15-minute team run. Every single time you complete a lap in 15 minutes, you scored a point for your team. So right off of observation, just when I gave the instruction to both groups, observation was with the control group, it was status quo. The top tier students who love testing, they're gung-ho about it, because they want to get the most. They want to shine, right? That's their area of shining. The bottom tier students, the look on their faces, the nonverbal cues that they give you with your body and whatever is like, oh, crap, another test. You know what I mean? And you got your middle tier students who can either go up or down. So you never know what's going to happen with them, right? As opposed to the other group, the test group, when I told them it's a team thing, every time you cross me or you complete a lap, you score a team for your point. Now everybody has value. So this is when everybody turned to each other, smiled, started giving knuckles, started saying, let's do this. Let's see how much we can get, right? So that's the only thing I did. Next thing I had a piece of paper, and I had all their names, and then I would just tally marks on the side, but then I would look for kako-minded actions in both groups to see if anything was prevalent while they was doing the test, yeah? So during the test, you could use a bathroom, you could drink water whenever you like, and you can return to the track whenever you wanted. You just have to make sure you participated for 15 minutes. I had this whole list, and I can, when I do a presentation, I can actually show it, but then, just some of the things that I saw, like the kako group, they would run to the water fountain, drink water, sprint back to the track, and just continue and do as much as they can, right? You got the other kids that, the control group, when they go to the water fountain, they sometimes jog or they walk to it, drink, wet their hair, take a couple breaths, walk back to the track, and then continue their running, right? So, I marked that down on the test group, but one of the significant things I would say is, or 2 things is, I had kids, right? So 5 laps equals a mile. I had kids in the test group who ran a 1-mile run more than 15 minutes it took them. But they were able to complete 15 laps. 5 laps before the 15 minutes was done. You know what I mean? So you already see the motivation that they had to perform for their group, allow them to run a mile faster than what they could. And I wasn't telling them I was timing their mile. You know what I mean? Another thing I saw was in the test group, there's this one girl, super fast girl, but she had to use the bathroom. She runs in the bathroom, and then she comes out with a bunch of wet paper towels in her hands, like she wet them under the sink. And then she goes back to the track and starts running. And as she passes people, she starts handing out these wet paper towels to people. And I'm like tripping out, right? So I'm like cockle-minded, writing, she got wet paper towels, whatever it may be. Then you see kids like wiping this off, saying thank you, and then they start pushing themselves even more. You know what I mean? So long story short, at the end of it, both test groups completed way more laps than the control groups, and I have the data for that. And but you know, I didn't follow no procedure or guidelines that you need to when you're running a research project or a test or action test or whatever. But based off of my the data that I wanted or wanted to test out, you know, I got that. So it's pretty cool that I got to apply, you know, my theory and see it work in action. You know, so now it's got me conjuring up other lesson ideas or other ways that I can instill cockle-minded lessons to have these kids cockle-minded. You know what I mean?
And that's with third graders.
Third graders. Yeah. So can you imagine the I guess the opportunity you can have with, you know, all grades, bro. All grades. So it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, nah, super cool, bro. I'm excited to see what, you know, we can implement more of these cockle aspects to our education system.
Yeah.
You know, which can help, like you said, bring down that morbidity and mortality rate for
amongst other things,
and if
bro.
we start with the kikis too, bro, that's the, you know, that would be the right group to start with too, you know.
Right.
Right on. Exciting for the Mauli Ola Wednesdays conversation. We can show us some of that data, man.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. Right on. Awesome.
Right on. Okay, a couple other questions. We had, you know, we always like to ask, since you're a fit guy, you know, I mean, we all we coach wrestling together, you know, and you busy guy too with all your stuff, you know. In your life, how do you restore your own mana or like maintain pono in your life?
For me, it's like you mana in your mana. Yeah. So like you know, I remember learning from you through some of the research you did that mana is inherited or acquired. Yeah. So that when you told me that, it really focused me on to think on or reflect on what, you know, what is my mana, right? At first I thought mana was always just like physical strength or power, you know, when I was growing up. But then you come to find out that it's actual inner strength or a divine strength or a divine power that you have inside of you, you know. And then when you told me like about the inherited and acquired, you know, it kind of makes me, it kind of puts things into a better perspective for me, you know. I love fishing, bro. I love fishing. My family was fishermen. Like, I've heard great stories of my great grandmother. I tutu them. I've seen them in action, you know. So it's something to be super proud of. And at the same time, I love doing it. Now, is it a coincidence, you know? Because I've been exposed to many other things in my life, but why do I like fishing so much? You know what I mean? So it makes me believe, and you know, I'm a firm believer of that. Because I've inherited that from my ohana. So I've learned to focus my energy on that now, and other things that I feel that I have mana in, and then and just watch it grow as I go through life. But to me, the best way to restore my mana is to mana in my mana, and nothing like it. Nothing resets my life, or you know, than being out on the ocean. You know, just floating in the elements. In my own world, where everything from the world gets pushed to the back of your mind. And then you are in your element, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I'm a great fisherman, but I like to think that I'm a successful one. I catch fish, you know what I mean? So, but at the same time, that's my happy place. And so that kind of lets me reset myself. And then another way that kind of helps me to recharge my battery or re-motivate me is through my research, you know, just getting back to my family and my community. So what I do is now is I try to visit Kupuna more often, my family members more often. And even though you think you know them, you can still get to know them better and better, yeah? Because this whole process of getting to know your family, but not only that, your community, it builds a relationship, yeah? And then when you have that relationship, you become more attached. And when you become more attached, now you're motivated to perform for them or to do things for them, yeah, you know, to represent them and honor them, yeah. So I think by getting back to my ohana, getting back to those I love, getting back to my community, that's another way where I kind of reset and recharge. So
nice, yeah. Now that's a good way to recharge and reset. Doing what you love and then getting with your ohana, you know, visiting your ohana and whatnot. We always know it's pretty abundant on the North Shore over there. You know what I mean? Just a gathering and going over there. There's always action with the Levaita action. You know? I remember going over to your house and the abundance of ita. That's over there. You know, people just roll by and you know what I mean over there and. There's always that abundance over there, you know. So good, man. That's the way to we gotta keep restoring, you know. So we can be, like you said, be a better service to our community when we're restored. You know what I mean? When we feel maintained and pono in our life, we can then help others. Right. Know?
Yeah, rightfully so, man. I believe in that.
Right on. Another thing, you know, what would be characteristics and practices of people in our community who you feel are like great practitioners, you know, whether it be Levaita, you know, whether it be different artists or cultural practitioners. What characteristics come to mind when
so I mean it's funny because like it's funny how life takes you to different situations, and then you know, you always have like a route, but then it kind of just changes. So like right now, I would say like the number one would be like, is that you're others minded with it? Yeah, whatever you are. Yeah. So if you like, I guess for if I'm speaking for myself, like if I'm gonna fish, I'm not fishing to be the best fisherman. You know what I mean? I'm not fishing to try to, you know, break a record or show everybody how much I can fish. You know, I enjoy displaying it, you know, and I enjoy talking about it and stuff like that. But the ultimate reason is to provide, you know, for my family, number one, two, to carry on traditions, and three, to be a good role model to those that might want to aspire to do the same thing. You know what I mean? So one would be others minded. I think another characteristic of a you know, like of a leader in whatever field they are is they act and they do with aloha and pono. So everything they do, everything they teach. Now aloha is not just like glitter and lollipops and that kind of love. Aloha might also mean a strict discipline or like putting somebody not in their place, but like fortifying the pono. You know what I mean? So in whatever realm that they service or they are in, you know, it's approaching it with aloha and pono. That'll be another one. And then for me, it's just and then just the mana in your mana, bro. Like know it. Do it, but at the same time, I mean, teach it before you go, or leave it to somebody before you go, So,
nice.
I think so.
I like that mana in your mana. Man. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Another one, like, how about olelo no else, bro? We got some good olelo no else.
So like, I got two. So like one of them is a well-known one, right? A'ohe pauka ika ika hala ho'okahi. Not all knowledge is taught in one school. That pretty much sums up my life, I think. You know, like you never stop learning, bruh. And I had a kupuna tell me one time, the day you stop learning is the day you stop growing. More better you die. That's what he said. So and I thought about that. I was like, man, like you get this old guy. I mean, like he's old, man. You know, close to death already, bro. But he's still willing to learn and open up his mind. So, and what I like about that too is from a kanaka perspective. A halau is not just a building or a school. It can be any learning space you in. It can be just a conversation you have with anybody. You know what I mean? So like even this right here, you know, this would be considered a halau to me. So. That olelo no eau kind of charges me up for the day. It's kind of like open yourself up to learn something today, and at the end of the night with that same olelo no eau, now reflect on what you learned and what are you gonna do with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a two belt, you know what I mean? So that's number one, and number two, which I recently kind of got into is pololei akawaha o ke ahi. That's straight to the mouth of the ahi fish. So fishermen, like as I read in Pukui's olelo no book, they would use that in prayer as they're prepping their gear. So bro, that's the only thing I'm thinking of, right? When I'm prepping my gear, and then when I get my bait and I put it on my hook, I tell them straight to the mouth of the ahi, right? And then I put them in the water, and then you know it could be any fish, but then it's that intention, So like besides the fishing aspect of it, it's the intention you put into things, right? So like these fishermen are with whatever mana they have, their intention is to prep this to catch fish. So it's the same thing with whatever you do in life, yeah? As an educator, my intention is to teach you guys, to malama you guys, to grow you guys, to be healthy individuals or just pono individuals in life, yeah? My intention is not to go to work and just get a paycheck and teach my job to get a paycheck, yeah? So that Olelo no Ea was kind of a good revelation in my current years, you know. I would say it just do things with intention, you know what I mean, have a purpose behind the things that you do, yeah? So I like that one. So that'll be the two that kind of sticks out in my mind.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like good old level no L, bruh. Man. Okay. And you know, I know working out is always important. You got any good exercises you've been doing that you can share with the people that we can start incorporating? You know, if we got some free time to do some exercises.
Oh, man, that could be a
whole other podcast.
A whole conversation.
Okay, we're gonna have to.
But what I would say is, I would say that like you need your 60 minutes of moderate to physical activity daily, bro. You need it. And I tell you why, it's because the world we live in now, everything is so convenient, right? Everything is so convenient that our ancestors were lucky because they had to hana. So they was getting more than 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity. Moderate is a speed walk. That's all the standards that are put out there is asking. So you get 60 minutes. But to me, it's kind of funny because back then, the type of labor they did was more than moderate, and it was more than an hour. You know that. I mean, they woke up early and stuff like that. But then you think about it now, yeah, people would say like, yeah, but we don't have the time for work like that. And we don't work like that. That's why we're not healthy. But the thing is, it's your kuleana now, because if you are others-minded, you gotta be healthy for your family. You cannot be somebody that can be like deathly ill because of the choices you made now. Like some stuff you cannot help, yeah? But because of the choices you made, you become ill and now people gotta take care of you. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a whole other story or whatever, but it's a way of looking at it, yeah? Now, if you become like kako-minded and you think about it that way, you're gonna find the 60 minutes throughout the day. You can get 5 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 30 minutes, whatever it may be. You can find the 60 minutes, but as far as what to do, bro, just do anything. You know what I mean? You do anything that honors you in physical activity. But that would be one, you know, 60 minutes moderate to physical activity a day and eating good too, bro.
There you go, bro. That's important, bro. Physical activity every day.
Yeah.
Right on, man. All right, brother. Well, that was a nice honor for the people to come to that Mauli Ola Wednesdays in August 24th. So mahalo nui once again to our guest tonight, Keola Silva, for joining us on Leo Kupa. Come join him at Papahana Kua'ola on Wednesday, August 24th for Mauli Ola Wednesdays. Mahalo to all our listeners. Leo Kupa is produced by myself and Kavika Brown. If you like this podcast, please share it. The links on social media and rate it on iTunes. It really helps. And please subscribe to our mailing list at huimauliola.org, where you get up-to-the-moment information on Hui Mauli Ola events, practitioners in your area, and our Kiala Kamahina Mauli Ola merch. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Mahalo. In conclusion, you know, like always, we gotta open and close. So when e kia kua mana loa la ilalo ke kai na auma kua ya ka hina kua ka hina alo ka ikina kumuhana na pupuna mahalo piha e ho mai ka ike ka ikai ka kamana Keola mania oko mania mako mania ka ko mama ua noa e ho o mana
Mahalo, bro.
Yeah, that was mean, bro. Thank you, bro.
Nah, not even, bro.
We'll have to get you on again, bro, for the time.
What's that?
Another session for the whole